What is a miracle? On Monday night, we start the holiday of Passover, and we read about the miracles, the signs and the wonders with which God brought the Jewish people out from Egypt. They were slaves to Pharaoh, and God brought this people out with the 10 plagues, with the splitting of the sea, with all sorts of suspension and manipulation of nature, such that the whole world could not dispute there was one God that was bringing this people out to have a relationship with them. This week's Torah portion, we're going to read about the Metzora. So again, Metzora, as we read about last week, is somebody who had an affliction, a physical manifestation of something that spiritually needed to be recognized. They would have a blemish that would appear on their skin, on their clothing, on their houses, such that it was a sign, a wake-up sign, brought by God onto this person to help them mend their ways spiritually. Again, an overt miracle, something where God intervenes either in an individual's life or in a nation's life, such that there's no dispute that God's involved and that God brought this about. We don't live in a world of overt miracles anymore. We live in a world where everything's hidden, and we can ascribe things that happen to us, but with other reasons why they happened. But do we go outside and look at the beautiful nature that's around us, the blossoms of spring, and say, God's here? Do we look around in our lives and say that this manipulation of events is because God's here helping me or helping us as a people? Saturday night, we all know, Iran launched an attack on Israel with rockets and drones and missiles and who knows what, all coming towards Israel. And we all knew it was happening. And people went into their safe houses and they went into their bunkers and they prayed to God, please save us. And we in America and all around the world prayed for Israel that they should not have the damage that Iran wanted to cause. And miraculously, it didn't occur. God protected the Jewish people such that the next day on Sunday, everybody goes about their regular business. They're back in the coffee shops and back to work and back doing all the things that they were doing, getting ready for Passover. How is that possible? So we could say it was Iron Dome and it was the countries that came to our aid, and we can say a lot of reasons why that happened, or we can put on our spiritual antennae glasses and say God was here and God is protecting us and God loves us and God is intimately involved in what's going on now, just as God was intimately involved in the lives of the Jewish people when they were enslaved in Egypt and brought them out, and we traversed the desert and we came to Israel, etc., etc. God was involved in our lives then, and God is involved in our lives now. So this is a time for us to recognize the oneness of God, to recognize the involvement of God in our lives, and please God, should we merit to have the protection that we had on Saturday night in the future, and that we should have peace soon for all.